What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you guys joining me. We are here to wrap up the first week of the Premier League. I'm sure we are all excited to have football back, and we're going to talk about everything that stood out this week. So let's get right into it. Now, I'm going to be honest, guys. I want to talk about United, but I really just can't be asked to go through that game. It was a shambolic performance, honestly one of the worst performances I've seen under Ten Hag. And the structure was all messed up. The positioning of Mount and Bruno was all messed up. Casemiro positionally was undisciplined and also had to cover too much space. It was bad. But bottom line is we picked up the 3 points. We got the clean sheet. That's really all the positives we can really take from this game. And I suggest that we all just move on. I trust Ten Hag to tweak it and fix it. And, if we have these same problems again next week against Spurs, then we can kind of talk about sort of the patterns that are trying to develop here. But until then, I just kind of want to watch that game from my memory, as I'm sure all of you guys do as well. So let's just kind of move on. Let's start off with the opening game of the weekend. It was Manchester City versus Burnley. And I don't know about you guys, but I was thinking maybe Burnley can pull something out. I tweeted out I need a Burnley opener just for the vibes. But I mean, this Norwegian robot, it just kind of killed everyone's hope right away. 3 minutes in, I think it was KDB swings the ball in, Rodri heads it back across, and bang, 1-0. Erling Haaland, as he does, he just continues to be a robot. And the second goal was nothing less than another fantastic finish from him. I think he had maybe 3-4 touches in the first half and 2 goals. And a lot was made of that, little exchange between him and Bernardo Silva and Pep. I think it's just, competitors being competitors. Holland obviously wants the ball. He wants to score goals. He's as good as it gets in terms of putting the ball in the back of the net. So I don't think too much should be put into that. But City take care of business. One small thing, KDB did get injured, and it just came out today. I think that he'll be out for a couple months, Pep said. So, I mean, I personally, KDB is one of my favorite players ever, so it sucks to see him, sidelined. It's a big blow for Manchester City. He's been their main creator for the past however many years. Integral doesn't even, make up for what he really brings to this team. He is the heartbeat of that team, so I wish him a speedy recovery and hopefully he can get back on the pitch soon. Moving on to the Saturday games. The first game was Arsenal and Nottingham Forest. This game was on at 4:30 a.m. On my time here on the west coast of the United States in Los Angeles, so it's safe to say that I was not going to wake up for that one. I love football, but I ain't dying for it. But yeah, I was surprised to wake up to the scoreline being 2-1, to be honest. I was expecting maybe a 3-4-0 Arsenal, but just watching back the highlights, I mean, I've said it for some time, but Bukayo Saka is he's turning into one of my favorite players in the league, one of my favorite players in the world. There's very few guys that I'm more scared of on the wing when Manchester United plays them than Bukayo Saka. Left foot, right foot, he's able to go either way. He's developing now that whip on those shots where he comes inside more consistently, and once he gets that down consistent, I'm telling you, it's wraps for everyone not named Vinicius or Mbappe on the wings. And I mean, this guy he's genuinely incredible. He's incredible player. How he receives the ball, always coming in on that left side, but he's also able to go right, keep defenders on their toes. This guy is really good, and I think it's time to I hope this is a big season for him, and everyone kind of realizes, okay, this is one of, if not the best right winger on the planet, one of, if not the best winger on the planet. He's in that conversation. I think it's, I know he's still young. I know he's still got a lot of career ahead of him, so I think people are kind of reluctant to put him in that place, but this guy is so good. I was personally on Amadou Onana watch. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I love this guy, and he showed out during that game against Fulham. Everton are such a pain to watch. That whole game was just a pain to watch, two just mid to below mid teams, but Onana looked really good. Going back to the United game really quick, we got physically absolutely dominated in midfield. João Gomez, Mateus Nunes, they were killing us. And a physical profile like Amadou Onana would be just unbelievable for our midfield. I obviously think we definitely need a controller, without a doubt. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say go buy Onana instead of a controller. I would want both of them. But we just need more physical guys in midfield, and there's few better in the world in terms of athletes in the middle of the field than Amadou Onana. And he had a fantastic performance again, playing a little bit further advanced, kind of in that 8 role, a little bit more advanced role. And he created a couple big chances, very accurate with his passing. I just think he's a really good player, so good performance from him. And we move on to kind of the marquee game on that Saturday morning for me, afternoon, maybe nighttime for you guys, depending on where you're watching. But Newcastle and Aston Villa, this was kind of, as I said, the marquee game, kind of two high-powered teams. Villa coming in with a lot of people thinking that they're going to make a big push this season, maybe get into that Europa League spot. But I'm telling you what, Newcastle United are looking incredible. It was a really, really impressive performance for me. A lot of people can say, Mings gets injured and Villa kind of looked disorganized for the rest of the game. But I think from the opening point of the game, I think Newcastle scored maybe 5-6 minutes in. New signing Tonali put it in the back of the net. But I think just the sheer kind of veracity and intensity at which they play is really scary. Really, really impressive. St. James's Park looked like it was jumping. Some of those limbs, especially for the opening goal, looked really, really, really fun. And I think, I can't remember who I saw tweeted out, but it kind of reminded them of Klopp's Liverpool. And I was thinking the same thing, kind of just like, as I said, that intensity and that just like visceral that they play with is really impressive to watch. And I would be remiss if I don't mention my guy Alexander Isak. 2 goals, a brace on the opening weekend. Took his second goal extremely well, as cool as you like. Even the first goal, he made the finish look easier than it was. But I mean, this guy I think he's the second best center forward in the Premier League right now, behind Haaland. And I mean, I can't say enough about this guy. All right, let's move on to Sunday. Chelsea-Liverpool was the marquee game on Sunday. And, I was, going into this fixture, it's always one of those ones, I think 7 times in a row, maybe now 8 that they've drawn given the result on Sunday. But, the first half was actually exciting. You had that amazing pass from Mohamed Salah into Luis Diaz for the opener. And then Diassi, Chelsea, one thing about Chelsea, a center back is going to score. We know that for a fact. So Diassi gets his debut goal, which was interesting to see. And then Ben Chilwell goes in, another defender, goes in and scores, maybe 2 minutes later. And, it's disallowed for offside. And then you had Salah's goal disallowed for offside maybe a few minutes before that. So it was kind of back and forth the whole first half, kind of the antithesis of what we've seen from this fixture in the past few years. And, it was looking exciting. It was looking like we were on pace for, a great second half. And then it was just the second half was a bit dull for me. I know I heard some differing opinions that it was, actually exciting. But for me, the second half was dull. Not really as exciting as the first half at all. Chelsea were pretty dominant, honestly. I was very impressed with Chelsea's performance, especially Enzo Fernandez. I mean, that guy is chef's kiss, man. Nico Jackson looks bright. Obviously his finishing needs to become a little bit more refined, but that will come with time. Liverpool looked, in the first half they looked good, but I think in the second half you kind of saw that maybe they were demanding a little bit too much from McAllister as a lone 6. The Gakpo left center mid gimmick needs to die for me. That's just not really going to cut it for me. If you want to play him as that high kind of attacking mid, just kind of in the 10, that's fine. Play him, left wing, right wing striker, that's fine. But that left center mid, I think they're trying to do like a little kind of similar to what Arsenal are doing with Kai Havertz, like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. It's still an interesting game, and it ended up 1-1, so both teams take a point there. Just quickly on kind of Chelsea's transfer window and kind of the noise that they've made in the past few weeks. Obviously you had the whole Caicedo saga, and then today the here we go for Romeo Lavia drops, and they're buying all these players, these marquee center midfielders, but I'm finding myself questioning, does it make sense? And I guess I'll try to work this out kind of right now. I don't know if we'll really see the midfield of Romeo Lavia, Enzo Fernandez, and Caicedo. I'm not really sure. Because for me with Chelsea, I'm already wondering where the goal is going to come from. I'm wondering where's the creation coming from, especially in midfield. And I'm not sure that a midfield trio of Romeo Lavia, Moises Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez. Enzo is great, don't get me wrong, I just sung his praises maybe 30 seconds ago, but as an attacking threat, I'm not sure he can be your primary creator. He is creative, but as a primary creator, where in a front line that already lacks goals, you really need some sort of advancing attacking midfielder, really creative midfielder, the likes of Bruno Fernandes, the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, the likes of, those ilk of players, to kind of, even like a James Maddison, someone like that, don't get me wrong, it's a good problem to have. Like, watching our midfield yesterday, it was like I would rip someone's head off for a midfield three of Caicedo, Lavia, and Enzo Fernandez. But even the likes of Carney Chukwuemeka and Conor Gallagher yesterday, I thought were really impressive. So it'll be interesting to see how that whole situation plays out. But I mean, you can't argue with just buying great players and seeing how it plays out. All right, and lastly, I want to do this segment that I thought of. It would be kind of fun to do each week. It's called Buy or Sell. So it's one thing in football that I am buying. It's one thing in football that I am selling each week. It could be a player, it could be an idea, it could be anything. So for this week, I am going to buy Sandro Tonali, the Newcastle center mid, signed for 70 million. I think it was 70 million pounds this summer. And in a market where, so many things are inflated, so many, Moises Caicedo was going for 115 million pounds. This guy looks worth every single penny. Just kind of his engine, the way he has that traditional kind of Italian, just kind of coolness, calmness, the way he was linking play. I think the second goal, he was super instrumental in creating that. The way he's able to connect play, the way he's able to, his off the ball kind of work rate really impressed me as well. He looks just like a solid player for this league for years to come. And so, yeah, I'm buying Sandro Tonali. I think he's going to have a great season this year. And for my sell, I am selling knee injuries. Like, it has actually been crazy to see how many guys in the opening week or two of the season, even in training, have been suffering like these super lengthy knee injuries. The likes of Christopher Nkunku in preseason. You have Thibaut Courtois, Eder Militao, Jurrien Timber. It looks like is going to be out for a significant amount of time with a knee injury. Like, these knee injuries are just like something that you never want to see. Guys being out for a significant amount of time. These years are precious. You never know how many you're going to get at the top flight, especially someone like Jurrien Timber, who just got his big move. Heartbroken for that guy. But I don't know if it's like the amount of games we're playing, the pitch, like I'm not sure exactly what it is, or if it's just kind of one of those years where guys are going down. But it's really tough to see, and you want to see the best players play at the highest level. So it sucks to see. So I'm selling knee injuries. I'm sick of seeing guys being out for 6-7 months. So I think that wraps it up. That wraps up the opening weekend of the Premier League, the opening weekend of football. As I said, super excited to have it back. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Drop a like, subscribe for more content very shortly. But yeah, until the next one, see you guys. Peace.